Welcome back to the Ringside Beer Show, episode 44. It's your boy Jay Smooth, and I'm here with
Alex. The OG episode we're calling this.
This is the
it's
OG
the original
episode.
too.
Yes, we're keeping it classic for today, guys. We're just gonna throw it back a little bit and keep it the original, fellas, for today.
Yeah, let's do that. A couple things came up. You had to work on Monday, so we're not uploading our normal schedule. And our other co-host, Hector, had a house sit for, I think he said it for the week or for a couple days. So,
yeah, I apologize, guys. I've been getting all these texts and calls and everything asking where's the episode at, and I'm like, it's on the way.
Yo, where's the Ringside Beer Show at? We have an announcement to make, a winner to announce, a whole bunch of stuff.
Some news to get into. Yeah, the people are salivating, so let's give these people what they want.
Let's give it. Let's get right into it. So, let's get into the first current event. Over this weekend, some TikToker, some influencer decided to put for him to put baby powder on his hand and give old Paulie Malignaggi a smack to the back of the head.
The old Stockton slap?
The old Stockton slap.
Ooh.
Let's keep it going. So here's a clip of the TikToker. His name is I am Corey B, and that's his TikTok name.
I'm headed to the page after this.
Here we go.
How's your cut, G? How's your cut, G? How's your cut, G?
Yeah. All he did was get.
Yo, all right. First of all, if somebody slaps you with baby powder,
He just got smacked.
you have to fight to the death.
Dude.
That's just how it goes.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm shocked that this wasn't trending more. The reason why the TikToker decided to smack Paulie with some baby powder is because Paulie, I guess, has been calling him out like, oh, you ain't going to do nothing. You're not going to do nothing. You're a TikToker. He's like, okay, cool. You're going to be at that Chiller event or you're going to be at some event. Let me get some baby powder and smack you up real quick.
Hey, and I mean, look at what it's doing. It's getting us talking about it.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, you got smacked with some baby powder. But
I love it because it's kind of like it's just like this episode, a little bit of a throwback to the old times where I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, if you got put some baby powder in your hand and you got slapped like by a pimp, that was the worst thing ever. You know what I'm saying? Mike Epps, I know you all remember what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Give me the baby powder.
There was a different angle where Paulie Malignaggi barely just grabbed his head and didn't do nothing else. The security broke it up right away. So Paulie wasn't able to get any revenge back or nothing. Nothing else happened, but a viral moment for this TikToker.
Yeah, man, definitely some clout. I'm going to your page after this because I want to see what else you've been doing. If you got the balls to slap Paulie Malignaggi in the back of the head, somebody who's fought in bare knuckling, somebody who's done boxing.
I thought he was asking for a death wish. I'm like,
that's borderline signing your own death wish.
I looked at his page and I was like, oh, it's just him and his family, normal stuff. And then it's just a random video of him just decide to smack Paulie.
You got to take the opportunity as it comes. If you know you're going to be at a certain time and a certain place with a certain somebody, and you got these bad boys, sometimes you just got to make a name.
You got to throw it. You got to make some money, right?
Especially with the wave, with the TikTok and the YouTube and the... Oh, goodness. Yeah. But, hey, let's ride this wave.
Let's do it, man. Well, continuing some news that just happened over the week. This fight got pulled for this weekend. The Lopez versus Cambosos fight, or actually the whole event really got pulled.
Yeah, I was going to do the old want. I think it's this one, right?
Yeah. I was actually looking for this one. This was Triller's first fight, in my opinion, that was worth watching, like a real fight.
Yes.
And it's just disappointing that, Teofimo Lopez got COVID, and that's why they had to withdraw this whole event. Yeah, because if you noticed, who was the co-main event?
Yeah, I was going to speak on that a little bit.
Vitor Belfort versus Holston.
Yeah, so...
But we'll get into that one later. We have it on
that's an interesting co-main event, but I'm kind of glad it got pulled. Because there's other things that can come from this, and we will get into that. But just to speak a little bit on Teofimo Lopez, he right now is one of the bigger names in boxing, and it's really cool to see that he's trying to stay active. Unfortunate that he did get COVID, but I'm really excited to see what he does and how he rebounds from this, because that Lomachenko fight was his breakthrough fight. So now it's about what you do after this. How do you retain those belts? How do you look like as a champion? moving forward, and I'm excited to see because there's very few names like Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez. There are very few names that are in boxing that are still at the beginning levels.
Yeah, like they're not Canelo pay-per-view worthy yet. Like they're not that big of a draw, but they're up-and-comers. And Teofimo Lopez came out with a Instagram, I guess, quote, or not quote, post.
Yes, sir. So my boy says, by now you've heard the news that I have had to withdraw from the fight due to COVID. Being a champion means doing hard things, no exceptions, and I choose to keep my fellow athletes safe. I'm devastated to disappoint so many people. I know the sacrifices we have all made to get here. I believe I'm doing the right thing. I don't want to infect anybody. Sport has power. I choose to use my power to be a good example. The most powerful thing I can do is to protect those that I love, and I love the sport of boxing and all of the athletes, fans, trainers, promoters, and my sponsors.
Dang, look at that. Nice.
Through adversity, boy, we shall.
We'll just keep on going. But yeah, no, that's great for him. He's being safe, and
He's handling himself like a champion.
not only that, it's like you don't know how it affects athletes differently, you know.
Absolutely.
Example, was it Kamzat had to pull out and he almost retired because he wasn't able to get back
Still
to the gym,
hasn't fought.
He still hasn't fought. Cody Garbrandt, he got COVID, had other issues as well, but that was a super long recovery for him.
Yeah.
It hits people differently. So
And they have lasting effects, you know?
yeah. All right, let's go into another pullout. This is the pullout episode too.
I know.
This is the pullout game. You know?
Hey, some of us perfect it.
And some of us have 2 kids. So
and some of us have children. At the end of the day, unfortunately, these UFC fighters have been pulling out a lot lately, even boxing too. But unfortunately, Max Holloway has pulled out against Yair Rodriguez. Oh, that's so devastating.
and that was for his July 17th fight.
Psych, I'm kind of happy, bro. I don't want this fight to ever happen again. I don't think that this fight should have even took place. Max Holloway, do not take this fight again. Move forward. Take somebody on who's more worthy of your greatness.
Dang. Well, it might. Things happen for a reason. Maybe this was a blessing for the blessed.
Hey, ya tu sabe. You know I'm down para la raza, bro.
Para la raza.
I like Yair Rodriguez against somebody like a Korean Zombie and in that area. But when we're talking about Max mother-loving Holloway, the featherweight GOAT, okay, who literally should be fighting either Brian Ortega or Alexander Volkanovski, nobody else. He's over here taking these fights against Calvin Kattar and Yair Rodriguez. Look at the end of the day, when you're the GOAT, you want to stay active. I get that. But now that this fight didn't happen, there's a reason. There's a reason. Probably because it wasn't supposed to happen in the first place.
What if in this crazy world that we're living in, Alexander or Brian Ortega pull out and Max just slides into that spot?
And in today's day and age, would not surprise me.
Yeah. You know what else would not surprise me? Some banging Ringside beer right now, you know?
Some Ringside beer?
Some Ringside beer. Look at the new graphic, guys, for all you guys watching it.
And the beer tastes just as good as it looks.
Let's get into it.
Ringside Beer, since 2012, committed to bringing fight fans quality lagers and ales. Ringside Beer is proud to offer fresh beer in both 16-ounce cans and on draft. Look for our flagship American-style lager, Irish-style red ale, or any of our other beers in your area. Get in touch at ringsidebeer.com. Get in the ring. Be ringside. Ringside Beer.
All right, so a couple days has passed. We can get right into the fight recaps, which was UFC 263. What a pay-per-view.
And I paid too.
I mean, I pay for all mine, but
I can't say that.
It was so the pay-per-view was good. I was kind of watching the entire event, and I was just kind of like, all right, where's the energy? Where's like, I don't know. I felt like
momentum.
I was like, maybe my expectations were a little too high.
Quite possibly, but I mean, the bar has been set high.
It was. But the pay-per-view started amazing, which was, who was it?
Paul Craig.
Winner
Hill.
by ripping a dude's arm off.
Yeah. If let's just say it went on in the streets, my boy's arm would have been ripped off, like dismembered.
How does the ref How does the referee not stop the fight when you see the hand or the elbow bending in the opposite direction, like 45 degrees
This was
the
my
opposite way?
issue. When he had the lock in, there's nothing you can do to get out of that. There's no, like, it was deep in there. And then when he started taking those shots, while he was taking, his arm was just like no
just flailing,
resistance.
yeah.
There was just no resistance. And you could just tell it was done for. At that point, he should have stopped it, but it's like he grabbed it, he flipped it a little bit, he looked at it. It was just like devastating to see that, because in that short 5, 6, 7 seconds that it went on for longer than it should, that was so much damage that he didn't have to take. After the fight, there's a little bit different story. We found out what really happened was not a broken arm. It was a dislocated arm.
Yeah.
Still doesn't change the way it looked. Looked broke to me.
Yeah, it definitely, when it was just flopping there and your head stuck there as well in the triangle. I mean, what can you do? It's just flame.
You can't get out. You can't do anything.
I felt like when he was getting his arm bent, it looked like with the other hand he was trying to find a leg or something to tap to. Like, did you see that?
Yeah, you can tell it was desperation mode at that point. He was just like, "How do I get out of this? I can't even tap. Can't even tap,
man. I don't know, man. But look, I'm thankful that his arm didn't snap in half. It was just pulled out of his socket. They put it back in, and he's gonna continue to fight. That's even more shocking that nothing broke.
And even to add on top of the shock, the way they handled themselves after the fight, they were very gracious and very,
Cordial.
They were very cordial. They even hung out with each other and got super drunk at an after party and were dancing together and stuff like that. That to me is awesome, because the intensity before the fight was there. It was there.
Yep.
During the fight, it was there. After, they both were celebrating their health.
Yeah,
because they both had their health. Unfortunately, dislocated arm could have been worse.
Even in the ring, you just felt like this was gonna be really aggressive. They're gonna go at it. Was it Jamal Hill? He looked at his opponent and just went, give him the little X factor, the little like that. I was like, oh, this is gonna get real interesting. Really,
I
fast.
always love when the fighters at the beginning, they're all like, flipping each other off, or like, "Oh, I'm coming for you." It's the best.
Oh, I love it. But let's go move on, because we have plenty of fights to talk about. This pay-per-view was stacked, in my opinion. Bella Muhammad won against Damian Maia, which was Damian Maia's last fight.
Do you mean he retired Damian Maia?
He retired Damian Maia.
Pretty sure he did.
It kind of was fitting. It was, in my opinion, for Damian Maia to lose in that way.
It was definitely fitting that it happened in the way that it did. I think that it sucks that this was the last fight on his contract, because he should go out against another UFC veteran, such as a Cowboy Cerrone or Nate Diaz.
Did you see that? He tried to call out Nate Diaz?
Yes. Yeah. He tried to call for the Nate Diaz fight. Shoot your shot, bro. Shoot or shoot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's
Wayne
correct.
Gretzky. So I really believe in that. But we all know that you don't reward losing behavior. And unfortunately, Damian Maia is 44 years old. He's been through the ringer. This dude has gotten beat down, and he's beat people down. And it might be time to just explore other avenues if you want to continue to fight, but it shouldn't be under the UFC platform.
That's 100%. I think he's past his prime. He can't really get any veteran fights, because most of the veterans are getting cut by the UFC.
Bling, 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 bling,
So,
oh, hold on. Is that? Oh, Bellator's calling. That's where you should.
There we go. PFL's calling someone else. I feel like he can get better money somewhere else with other companies where you can get sponsorships on your shorts and everything. So
also too, you can ride off in the sunset with a couple of dubs, but it takes you going to somewhere else where you're not fighting the top of the top.
Yeah, talk about top of the top. Let's get into the next fight, dude.
Let's do it, bro.
Leon Edwards versus Nate Diaz. Now this had I don't know. I felt like before we watched it, we were like, all right, what's gonna happen? We think we're riding with Nate Diaz, right? Because we're Cali boys. But if we're betting money, if we're betting serious money, you bet it on Leon Edwards, right? Because he was up minus 500 for this fight.
Beyond favorite.
Beyond favorite. He was meant to win this fight. That being said, he wins 4 rounds in a row.
This is where
his bad luck decides to come in and says, wait, hold my beer. Let me get into this fight really quick.
This is where you want to talk about being a betting man. Any betting man will always pick Nate Diaz in the 5th round.
Yes.
And if you're going to pick something, that's one thing to put on a parlay. Nate Diaz wins the 5th.
Absolutely.
More than likely has the most significant strikes, you know? The sad thing about this, though, because we gotta focus on Leon Edwards' win and not what Nate Diaz did. Because he transcended the sport once again, man.
Yeah,
so crazy. Leon Edwards came out a loser as a winner. He looked so good throughout the entire fight until that 5th when he took that nasty 1-2 from Nate, got pointed at, so now he's a meme, just like every other guy, right? So those 4 rounds just instantly went right out the window. In that 5th round, you lost, so it went all 5.
Yeah.
You gave up all opportunity to try to challenge for the title now because you're fighting somebody who literally is not in the top 5. Okay? You're putting on a performance that looked good, but against somebody like Nate Diaz who takes a beating, we expect that. Third of all, I really was disappointed that Leon Edwards didn't kind of put the nail in the coffin.
He could have. He had many chances.
Yeah, when he could have. I love Nate Diaz. I'm always going to ride for Nate Diaz. I'm going to always pick Nate Diaz. But as a logistical man, a logical person, I really felt like Leon Edwards just didn't do enough to win anybody over. And he's backed into a corner. This guy has the worst position to be in because he has to prove to everybody that he's a title contender. When he's on a 9-fight win streak, he's ranked 3rd in the world. But guess what? He's not fighting Kamaru Usman. He's not fighting Colby Covington. He's not fighting George Masvidal. And until you're doing that, we really don't care what you do.
I think there was George Masvidal had a meeting or had like a press conference for his game bred bare knuckle.
I saw it.
You saw that?
Saw a little bit.
Okay, so they pretty much asked him like, "Oh, when are you planning to come back?" He was planning to come back October, November. This would actually fit pretty well with Leon Edwards. You get a big pay-per-view name or a big fight name, and you can finally settle that beef, that 2-piece and a soda that came from for.
And if we're being honest, he's the easiest fight out of the 3. If you're asking me who I want to fight out of Colby, Kamaru, or Leon, I'm taking Leon. Although Leon's bigger, he's real technical. Kamaru Usman is proven, 100% proven. Colby Covington, hate the dude, love the fighter.
Yeah,
dude's a fighter, bro.
Him versus Masvidal will be a great one, but there's already talks about Usman versus Covington because Dana White said that Covington's next in line.
This is like such a beautiful like square, you know, of fighters that have to fight. That top 4 right there is solidified, and there's nothing you could do in that division to change that for the next 2 years, you know?
Yeah.
Unless Kamaru goes up, but Adesanya just defended his belt, so he's not going anywhere. That fool's the king of middleweight. Kamaru ain't going down. Ain't no way he's making 55.
No.
So.
I don't know. I don't know what you do with the Leon Edwards.
Sit him in the sidelines and you say, listen,
but what would
one
you
of
do?
these guys pull out, then that's when we'll put you in there. But you're going to get the loser of either the next title fight or you're going to you give him George. You got to give him George.
Got to give him George.
He hasn't made his way to Colby yet, and George is not above Colby.
How crazy is it that he dominated? Let's be real. He dominated. Leon Edwards dominated Nate Diaz up until the 5th round, and then everyone forgot about the first 4 rounds. Nate Diaz came out on top, even though he lost the fight.
Well, the fight didn't start till the 4th round anyways, because we all know the first 3 went to Leon. And we said that a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
You know, the first 3, shoot him to Leon already. That's the reason why it was a 5-round fight. But you felt the tide change in that 5th because Nate wasn't going anywhere. He was bloody.
Yep.
He was beat up. He was swollen. And he was still the aggressor.
I was screaming at the TV. I was like, Nate, rush. Don't point. Run.
Just do it.
Oh, my God. I was screaming at the TV. Me and my wife were just sitting down on the couch. It was really cool. We just hung out, watched the fights. And me and her were both screaming at the TV. We're like, Nate, we can go. You can finish this fight. And how crazy if he would have been in line. You know for a fact, Nate Diaz, if he would have won, he would have been fighting for the belt. Because that's going to set up mega fights after that.
Leapfrog like I had never seen before.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you got as the UFC, you have to ride these money fights. This is why Nate Diaz even had the opportunity like this. And we'll stick to it. But one thing I would like to say, moving forward for Nate Diaz, now's the time to just take these money fights.
Absolutely.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. Just like Conor McGregor, money fights. You're never going to fight for the title again. I'm just being honest.
I'll pitch you this one. But after Leon Edwards had mentioned what Nate Diaz told him after their fight, he said, Nate told me after the fight, don't let these motherfuckers tell you you ain't shit. Name your price or they will name it for you. And I left, and I felt that.
And I felt that too.
Yo, that's like some real, like that's when real to real, be like, hey, I'm going to, we just had this battle, but I'm going to tell you some real shit right now.
Yeah, I'm going to say it in a more PC version.
Yeah,
but
sorry. Sorry.
No. I love this side. But for our viewers who don't consume the street talk, this is exactly what Nate Diaz said. You better tell them, if you don't see what I see in myself, I'm going to find somebody who does.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing to say to my employers anytime they got a problem with how I conduct myself. Confidence is very difficult to come across, and sometimes it's an acquired taste. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to tolerate people's confidence, and that starts by having your own confidence. And you got to find out, you got to be around people who see what you see in yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, you're wasting your time, buddy.
I like it. You know what
I'm saying?
Now, getting back into what Nate Diaz should do, and we kind of briefly already discussed it, Conor. Regardless if Conor wins or loses his next fight, I think this is the perfect time for this fight.
Yes.
Everyone has a connection to it. We already seen it once. We've seen it twice. And it's just a big pay-per-view draw. People would want to spend their money, especially when things are starting to open up.
Yep.
Let's call this the trilogy event. Okay? So we'll have Conor versus Nate headlining. You don't even need a belt for that.
No, you don't.
Why? You don't need it. Secondly, Rose versus Joanna for the third time. Right? Let's do that.
I'm down for that.
Another title fight. Brandon Moreno versus Figueiredo on that card.
3?
You settle 3 trilogies in one night. And you can promote the crap out of it. 3 trilogies, your closing chapters to all these 3 fights and moving on.
In a perfect world, if the timing is correct, this is a potential. This is a potential.
I could see this later this year, and please charge me $100 and some dollars. Like I would gladly.
No, I'll pay $70. I prefer the $69.99.
But I mean, I'm trying to think of other fights that have potential trilogies. Oh, you know what? Let's get to that $100 pay-per-view mark. Let's throw in Shevchenko versus Manunez trilogy. Oh, do you guys feel it?
Now, out of the 3 title fights that you did mention, the one that has to be the main event has to be Brandon Moreno versus Figueiredo.
Oh my God, dude!
The fights that they've been having, bro, these last 2 times. Although Figueiredo didn't look too hot, I don't know if that's the next slide. I don't know if we want to get into it, but I truly, we'll get into it. Let's get into the Brandon Moreno. Hey, shout out to my gente
right there.
That's what I'm talking about.
My pops gave me this Mexican jersey, and I was like, I gotta rock it. I gotta rock it for the next podcast. So
Brandon Moreno came out so sharp, so on point, so dedicated to being a champion. And Figueiredo came out, and he was calm, cool, collected, patient, tolerant. And it just started, although they both came out in those fashions, the fight started to unfold, and we really got to see, at the end of the day, who's really the more technical fighter. Brandon Moreno is way more technical, but Figueiredo is strong, and he waits for that shot. And that's essentially the downfall. He had a hard time getting to that weight. When you are a heavy hitter and a puncher, especially at a small weight like that, you're gonna rely on that shot, and you're gonna be succumb to those jabs, to the hooks, to everything that these flyweights are doing. Because at 125, bro, the speed is just at a 10, Yeah. And I'm so happy to see Brandon Moreno and what he did, man. I shed a tear.
You did too? I was gonna ask you, bro.
I shed a tear, man, because I feel the significance, bro. Like even thinking about it just gives me the goosebumps because. Me and Martin were sitting there watching. We rewatched it. So I shed tier 2 times, bro.
I was going to tell you 2 times too.
Yeah, 2 times. It hit harder the second time, man, because like I knew what was gonna happen, and then when you just rewatch, you just love to just get into the feelings, you know.
Yeah, man. I just feel like he earned this title the hard way. Like
The hardest way.
The hardest way. He was cut by the UFC when he entered and got a title at another organization. He was brought back by the UFC. Lowest seed on the Tough on the season of Tough that he was in. And he ends up by putting in hard work,
Blood, sweat, and tears,
blood,
bro.
sweat, and tears, and he got the belt. And to get in Arizona, because Mexico's not open,
Right.
I mean, that's pretty much you're in Mexico. This is like
Right around the corner.
right
Yeah.
around the corner. And to have that with a arena full of Mexican people that are behind you, that rock with you, I felt like a star was born. The second Mexico City's open, I'm telling you, he's going to be a mega star. He's going to be the biggest star. Not only that, he was congratulated by all the fighters because everyone knew this was a big moment in mixed martial arts history. The first ever Mexican-born champion. Yeah. Other than that, we had Cain Velasquez, who's fought out of Arizona.
Mexican-American, yeah.
Yeah, Mexican-American, but still.
No, this is the most authentic fighter from Mexico that has actually won the belt, won it the hard way. For me, I saw a video that John Jones posted, and it was of Brandon Moreno, winning the belt, and Johns was saying, "This is the feeling, this is the feeling," and there's no other words. That right there is the feeling that we want. You can't replicate that. It has to be done. You can't go out and just manipulate any type of scenario to get that same feeling. That feeling comes few and far between, and it just even right now, man,
You're talking about it right now.
You
still feel it,
bro. It's just such an amazing feeling that you want other people to feel that way. So you tell them, "Hey, did you see this fight? Do you know anything about this guy?" And now that's how a star is born. That feeling that we all felt, it's going to continue to travel throughout the world because this story's not going to change. It's cemented in stone, gold. It's cemented in diamonds and stones and gold.
Not only that, I feel like this moment was the biggest thing out of this whole pay-per-view, in my opinion.
100%.
Out of all the pay-per-views that pretty much opened up, yes, we had the big Jacksonville pay-per-view, and then the whole card was crazy. But this moment was bigger than all these pay-per-views, in my opinion. I felt like Mexico just got their champion. Not only do you have a boxing champion, now they have a mixed martial arts champion. And that is huge for the company. That is big for the sport.
That's what I was going to say. Just imagine, the feelings that we feel, just imagine Dana White and, the people who put this together and to see what came of fruition. This is the best thing that could have happened to the UFC. That's why they loved when Zhang Weili became the champion for representing China. So much more money and income and eyes and everything. It's so fascinating how the UFC can continuously surprise us fans who have been watching for so long, who can continuously get you to feel these feelings, because it's not all the same with these people. How I feel about Brandon Moreno is so much different how I feel about the next champion that we're going to talk about, Israel Adesanya. I really feel differently about these guys, but I have love and respect for these guys at the same level, but in a different way. What I think Brandon Moreno brings to the sport is so amazing. How I think Adesanya carries himself and how he, goes through adversity is amazing, man. Yeah. So let's get into this next fight, the main event.
Well, before we do that, congratulations, Brandon Moreno.
Yes,
Viva Mexico. Ganamos un campeón. Felicidades. Y we were excited to see what you do with that belt, how long you can hold it.
Tijuana por vida.
Tijuana por vida. All right, man. Let's get into the main event, which is Israel Adesanya versus Marvin Vettori. Hector had picked Marvin Vettori. You picked Adesanya. I picked Adesanya. It was exactly how we were going to call this fight. I did not see Marvin Vettori winning this fight at all.
Not even one round.
No, he didn't win one round. What was shocking to me that he thought he actually won. That's what was shocking to me. I'm like,
well, that's signs of a concussion.
Not only that,
so he needs to get checked out.
Because I was like, oh, was his team saying anything? I rewatched the event twice, and 2 times I did this team. His corner was like, "Hey man, you gotta do more."
No, they
You
were
gotta do
telling
more."
him, you're not winning this fight.
Yeah.
You need to do this to win this fight. But it seemed like there was just a lack of oxygen going to his head because he was continuously like, the whole entire fight, man. It was like, you might have a hemorrhoid.
He I think he was loading up way too much. Like, dude, kill the motor a little bit. Got him at the chillax.
That's the thing is, like, I don't know if his game plan was intensity, but that's not going to win you a fight. You have to be more technically sound, especially against somebody like Adesanya.
Yeah.
He was just so wound tight. I mean, like, he is just like a ball of muscle, and that can get beat all the time. But if I want to stick to directly about the fight, he lost every single round. Marvin Vettori lost every single round in different ways each time. It was like Adesanya was stopping takedowns. He was establishing the jab. He was
like leg kicks.
He was leg kicking like a monster. He just showed overall well-roundedness, and when he did get taken down and he did get put into some locks, he was right back up.
Exactly.
So to me, as soon as I started seeing these things, I said, Jan, where are you at? We need to run that back.
One thing, though, if I can criticize what Adesanya was doing, is that he was playing with him up against the fence. And
He's playing grab ass?
Well, he's trying to get a little cheeky up in here.
Hey, what he's doing to these dudes is kind of sad, bro.
It is, man. And then when he was saying during the press conference, he's like, bro, when I had my hand around his neck, doing that X-rated stuff. I mean,
Trust me, he don't want it.
Yeah, he's like, I saw his eyes and I see his soul escape his eyes. I'm like, that was some real twisted stuff to say, man. Like,
it is, but in all honesty, like when you're talking about fighting in a cage, these guys they sign death waivers. They're willing to kill each other. So when you're at a point of that intensity, I mean, I could only imagine when you're just fighting somebody that's been talking smack the entire time. You're like, listen, boy, I'm gonna do some things to you that your daddy ain't even gonna be proud of. You know what I'm saying? And that to me is just like when you demoralize somebody. Like, I'm not gonna be touched I'm not gonna be touched in a fashion like that. I'm gonna try to do everything I can to avoid that. Nope, that fool got a handful of ass. It was just bad. I mean, what he did to Paulo Costa was way worse. But to continuously do this,
yes,
to see it, I'm like, oh, y'all need to somebody's got to stop this, man.
Oh,
then on the other hand, I'm like, Adesanya, keep it going, bro, because this is hilarious.
Oh, it is, man. The fact that he can do these things during a fight and his opponent, if you do that to me and I'm your opponent, oh, get ready. I'm throwing everything I can.
Yeah, I'm not stopping after the bell. We're going.
I'd rather get knocked out than to have that lasting image of someone trying to grab my butt. Like, during the fight. Come on,
like,
man.
yeah, bro. We're not searching for dingleberries around here. All right, we're putting up the hands, dude. And if you want to play grab butt, you're going to have to earn it. You know what I'm saying? And, like, unfortunately, Adesanya earned it for Marvin Vettori. He, unfortunately, allowed somebody to grab a handful of booty. And that's just sad.
That's it, man. I don't know, man. Congratulations, Adesanya.
Lost all 5 rounds and got violated.
And
that's horrible.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine Italy watching?
Hey, but you said one word, though. You said one person that I know that damn sure won't happen to. And if John Jones fights Adesanya, we know for damn sure that'll never happen, boy.
That won't happen. But
my boy John will sick his dog on you.
You know what? The more and more we keep talking about that fight, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's like just like Jones and Ngannou. Who knows if that's gonna happen?
That should happen. They're closer in weight.
There's so many things that should have happened to the UFC that they just let fly off.
It is what it is. But
Khabib Conor too.
Overall, UFC 263 was great in my opinion.
Yeah,
it was.
I didn't request for my money back, so we're good.
Just the fight alone with Brandon Moreno and Figueiredo was well worth the pay-per-view. That fight alone, to see that moment, to see it live and experience that with all the people seeing it, still to this day, that was the biggest thing on this pay-per-view. So
yeah, absolutely, it felt like the main event.
Yeah, if you guys did not see it, check it out. And we talked about it on the pay-per-view. We're like, I'm more excited to watch that co-main event than the main event.
I don't know, boy. Ringside beer. We've been
calling it.
Yeah, we've been kind of saying some things that have been coming to fruition, and it all started back in the day with with the Connor and the Floyd thing. I'm just saying, boy, we got some energy around here, and we speaking things to existence.
Some positive energy.
Some positive energy.
And with that, let's get into some fight announcements. These are some fights that got announced over the week. We had quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit, some, but we'll get right into it.
Yes, sir.
First one, we have Gain versus Volkov for a heavyweight bout, UFC Fight Night, June 26th.
They added a little smoke in there. I mean, it's an all right poster. I'll take it.
I like the black and white. It's clean.
it's clean.
I'm more shocked that Gain is ranked number 3 in the heavyweight division.
Just goes to show you how, unfortunately, it's not deep in that division.
Yeah.
Although he has been working his way up, but I'm taking Volkov in that fight.
I'll go with Gain. Just make it interesting. We'll bet on that day. We'll bet on that.
Yeah, we'll do it.
All right. Next up, we have Jermel Charlo versus Brian Castano for the undisputed super welterweight world championship. This is July 17th on Showtime at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time.
Yo, fellas, let me know. I don't know anything really about Brian Castano. Jermel Charlo, I know they're working their way up, him and his brother.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to be competitive or not. Drop a comment below. Let me know. Should I spend some time watching this fight? Let me know.
Say OG Smooth, yeah. All right. Next though, Corey Sandman Hagen versus TJ Dillashaw. This was supposed to happen this month, but it got postponed because of a cut on TJ Dillashaw's eyebrow, right? Or over the head, right? Something like that.
Somewhere on the.
He got a stitch over his eyebrow.
Should just put a Band-Aid on it. No,
it's all like an inch wide. It's all cut over.
This poster really bugs me right here, man, because you could just see how heavily modified TJ Dillashaw's face is. It's like super freaking photoshopped. Maybe they just need to reach to Alex Muriel Art next time. But let's get to the fight. This fight's going to be a banger. I expect a lot of things from TJ Dillashaw because of where he was at the time of the shots in the booty, the EPO kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see where he is on the rebound, and I'm excited to see where Corey Sandhagen is at in the division because he has been kind of stagnant for the last couple months or so. He's been waiting around for TJ to be able to piss clean.
Yeah. Dang.
Just saying, bro.
I mean, they just showed that trailer for TJ Dillashaw for his comeback fight. He just wants to do it right, and he wants to not leave his legacy tarnished. Technically, it
Should have
already
thought about
is,
that prior, my boy.
but I mean, I don't know. I mean, what are the effects of IPO? 2 years later, what is he coming in? Is he still coming with the same mental gain as a champion when he lost it? I don't know.
My concern is the jaw. I mean, once he made that weight cut, it looked like he took everything from himself.
Yeah.
How does his body be able to rebound? But it's been 2 years, so.
And he's going back to 135, right?
Yeah. He's not
Okay.
dropping down to 25, but still, I mean, once you make that weight cut and you devastate your body like that, it's hard to bounce back from that.
But 2 years, it is. You could put back some muscle, and hopefully you don't do that same mistake.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Moving on. Pitbull versus McKay. McKay?
Yeah, McKee. Yeah,
McKee?
something like that.
For Bellator Featherweight Championship, Bellator 263, July 31st, Inglewood, California. Inglewood. And this is happening here in Cali, where we filmed the podcast. And I want to go so bad, but my boys have to work.
I know.
And tickets are so cheap. I think I might
can
get
try to
some.
see swapping some days with somebody, but I don't even know my coworkers like that. So I don't know. We'll see. But if we can, I'll try to make it work because I'm really
start
interested.
making friends, my boy.
I
Start
know,
making friends.
Hey, hi, how are you? My favorite fighters in the Bellator organization are the McKee father and son because it's kind of cool to see, cats like the father and son fighting in the same division. But he's earned his way up there. I mean, they've been having that tournament style for so long. He's been winning and earning his way up there. So I'm excited to see what Bellator can do.
Yeah, I'm excited. Tickets are $50 right now. Floor seats are $300.
That's not bad.
That is dirt cheap right now. So I kind of want to get some $50 tickets and just have some fun. And it's at the Forum, so why not? Let's move on to the next fight. And this is your boy, De La Hoya.
Oh, yeah, bro. My best friend.
Yo, all right. So early in the episode, we talked about Vitor Belfort was on the co-main event of the Tefemo Lopez versus Cambosos fight for Triller. And this fight got announced just a couple days maybe I think the day of or the day after the Triller event got pulled.
Yep.
So De La Hoya versus Vitor Belfort for boxing September 18th on Triller.
This is kind of sad, man.
So is this on the same card then, or is this like a De La Hoya replacing Belfort's previous opponent, and this is the co-main event to the Cambosos versus Teofimo Lopez?
No, I think it's a whole new card in
A whole new card?
Yeah. But, wow. De La
Yeah.
Hoya. So, I'm a bit confused as to the approach here. De La Hoya is coming back, but he wants to fight somebody with such a tarnished legacy like Vitor Belfort.
And
I don't know, man. Like, fight a boxer. Fight a boxer. Why wouldn't you?
Well, I don't understand why would he pick Vitor Belfort. Well, I thought they were talking to homeboy that went to one championship, Eddie Alvarez.
They were talking to him too. I mean, from what I hear, De La Hoya has been asking around, and it seems to me like they landed on the cheapest and the most
easiest
tarnished,
fight,
tarnished legacy and easiest fight. With all due respect to Vitor Belfort, you know, he was one of the best during the time where the rules weren't as stringent as they are now.
Yeah.
And I respect all of the things that he's done in the fight game, but you can't I'm not a forget and forgive kind of guy, unless you're John Jones. I really don't think that once you've acknowledged that you're taking these steroids, not acknowledged, but we all know what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? And then when you try to rebound from that, it's never the same. I don't think that he should be taking a fight like this. Like Vitor Belfort should be doing bare knuckle or something. You know what I'm saying? Do something like that.
Oh.
Do something like that, bro, if you want to
That's
regain your
true.
legacy. Not fight a older De La Hoya who's barely coming back, who
Not only that, he has the advantage because of the experience in boxing. If you're going to do a boxing match, Vitor Belfort is a jiu-jitsu guy. Yes, he was winning early in his career through striking, but that's when he was juiced to the gills.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend that wasn't happening. So,
right.
yeah, and then towards the end of Vitor Belfort's career, he was getting knocked out left and right by everyone.
The chin's gone.
So
That's what I'm saying. It's just sad because De La Hoya, it's like he wants to try to fix his legacy and reestablish whatever it is. But in all honesty, it's like you're continuously just making it worse, brother.
yeah, I'm actually curious to see how well this pay-per-view does. Logan versus Mayweather did over 1 million pay-per-view buys?
Yeah, and apparently those were real numbers, but that's because Floyd Mayweather has such a following. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
It wasn't really Logan.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
I
all
wonder
Floyd.
how De La Hoya's following is because even in the Mexican community, yes,
It's
he's
so sad, yeah, man.
He's
It's like
the
people will
golden
ride
boy,
for him.
but yeah, everyone knows his history. So I don't know. I wish him the best, and
I just want to see
I don't
how
know.
his nose stands up once he
Ugh.
takes a punch, because it's been a lot of usage on that thing. So I just want to know.
I don't know.
Just want to know if it can stand a punch or not.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll find out.
I'll try to be neutral on this one right
Yeah,
here
it's
for the
okay.
next couple
No,
episodes.
that is a legitimate question of mine.
Yeah.
After so many years of usage, I would like to know how it can withstand getting a punch.
Watch he gets knocked out by Vitor Belfort. That'd be so crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised, and honestly, I would love to see that because that would be some sort of a morale win for UFC and the MMA community.
Yeah.
Somebody gotta stop De La Hoya from being able to make all these conversations even relevant.
I agree. We'll see. We will see. Next up, we have Jessica Andrade versus Calvillo.
Yo, this is a hell of a fight.
Yes.
I would like to say, I got a picture with Cynthia Calvillo. She signed my John Jones painting. She's been cool as hell since day one, and this was a long time ago. This was when John Jones fought Cormier too. She's been around in the game for a minute. She's a vet, and now she dropped down to flyweight. She deserves this shot. I think she was supposed to fight for the title, or she did fight for the title, right? Something happened with some marijuana.
Which is shocking. Like, come on. Especially.
And now that the fact that the tides have changed and now they don't test for it up till a certain point, and Nate Diaz is blowing big joints at press conferences, and then right after the fight, smoking up. It's so fascinating to me that people still get in trouble for marijuana. But with that being said, Calvillo deserves this fight. an approved, established opponent like Andrade, that's an amazing test.
And
for
a
her.
former champion. So
Former champion.
that also on that same card on September 15th, UFC 266 is Curtis Blades versus Jairzinho Rosenstruck.
Now, one of these guys should be ranked third in the heavyweight.
Now Rosenstruck just came off that win. I'm drawing a blank with Sakai.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, it was well deserved. You know, he won by knockout, first round. I think Curtis Blades might be too much.
Yeah,
soon.
I think so. I think
I
so. I
think-
think Curtis Blades is the more
Yes,
established fighter.
but you never know because with Rosenstruck, he's only lost to Francis Ngannou.
True.
Only
And
his-
heavyweight.
that's his only loss is to Francis Ngannou. So this maybe this might be the perfect opponent. Who knows? But this will happen at UFC 266, September 25th.
Well, I'm going to be getting married that day.
Oh,
So we'll probably be watching the fights.
So we'll have the fights in the back.
Yeah.
Still,
Yep.
remember from my brother's wedding?
Yeah, bro. That was a
Dude,
good
that-
time. That was a
We had
good
Triple
time.
G fights in back there.
Yeah, we was watching.
All right, guys. Well, that wraps up fight announcements. We have one fight this weekend. Another fight fell through, but the one fight, UFC Fight Night, this will be on ESPN Plus. If you have that, it's the Korean Zombie versus Iggy.
Danny.
Dean Ige, featherweight bout this weekend.
It's gonna be a cool little banger. I mean, when the zombie fights, you already know it's gonna be a striking event, and Ige is coming to play. So I'm excited to see what they do this weekend. Really pumped, and I'm off, so I can't wait to watch.
Oh, yeah. We're excited for it, and, you know, it's free 99. It's
Free 99.
$3.99.
Gratis.
Well, with that being said, guys, we have a winner to announce. So thank you guys for hanging out right now. Let's get to it. Let's announce the winner. Thank you all
right,
for
guys.
participating and who entered Stockton Slapped.
Stockton
And
slap.
Are you recording?
Yes.
Okay, let's
All
get
right.
it. 1, 2, 3, hit the spinner. All right. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Oh, it's your boy Lewis.
Lewis.
Hey, this is going in the man cave.
This is going in the man cave. Where's that? Is it this one right here?
I think so.
Woo!
Hey, shout out to Lewis. Thank you, everybody, for participating in the hashtag Stockton Slap giveaway. Painted by your boy Jay Smooth, yours truly.
Yes.
I'm really happy that you guys are actually participating and trying to, win this artwork. This is just the start, guys. We're going to continue to do these things because we want to keep you guys involved and engaged. And what better way than to give you free 99?
Free 99, man. All right. With that being said, you guys enjoy this fights this weekend. Remember, it's Happy Father's Day on Sunday, so
Yeah,
show
shout
some
out
love to
all
your
the
pops.
fathers.
I'm gonna
Hey.
be spending it with my pops and my kids.
I think I've said it before, bro, but you're literally one of the best dads I know.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Much love, man. That's what we need to do.
Always.
Spread some love, some positivity. Things are starting to open up, and you know what? Leave the negativity back in 2020. Let's just do that.
That's worth a try. Let's
Worth
do
a
it.
try.
Worth a try.
Much love. Everyone be safe this weekend. We love you. Thank you for the support. And we will be back on hopefully this Monday. So,
Yes, sir.
all right, with that being said, remember, guys,
Be
ringside.
We love you.
Bye.